Hello and welcome to the Cosmosphere, where the Chanute Blue Comets, starting the year 1-0, get ready to open up SEK League action against their longtime rivals, the Coffeyville Golden Tornadoes. Zoe Lopez, joined shortly by DJ Dangerfield here on the Chanute High School Sports Broadcast. Glad to be here. Beautiful. So for the Blue Comets looking to get to a fast start, we'll go ahead and lower the mic for the playing of the national anthem. Beautiful rendition of the national anthem performed by the Chanute High School Marching Band. We're about 6 minutes away from the opening kickoff here tonight. Only the second home game for the Blue Comets. However, what is of note for that is 2 of 3. So they have to make every home game count this season. Let's go ahead and get to the starting lineups as we get ready for tonight. Whenever we look at the starting lineups for Chanute, really they're going to have the advantage up front, both on offense and defense, where they are sporting 4 of the 5 positions as seniors, with the lone junior being Carter Neff. However, for Coffeyville, a little bit more of a hodgepodge where they have a sophomore, junior, and senior comprising their starting front linemen. Also, the slight edge does go towards Chanute as we see the Blue Comets getting ready to come out here on the field. They do have not only the experience, but they have the size. 6'5", 6'1", 6'3", 6'1", 6'5". Then you go down the line, you say, okay, well, height, what about the size? 232, 242, 247, 207, and 267. That is really where the Blue Comets have maintained advantages in the last 3 years in SEK League play, and it's going to be no different here tonight. As we watch for the captains to come out for the opening coin toss. As you can see, Coffeyville on the top of your screen wearing their white tops, white bottoms with their purple trim numbers. For the Blue Comets, they are in their home attire. That is their powder blue tops, white bottoms, white helmets with the blue C on the side. For Chanute, they enter into tonight's contest not only with a winning streak of 4 games over Coffeyville, they are outscoring the Golden Tornado 136-39 during that stretch. And whenever you take a wider view for the Blue Comets in the SEK League, they are currently riding a 16-game winning streak. Their last loss came to Deonta Wade's Coffeyville Golden Tornadoes. So Blue Comets definitely have their work cut out for them. Also in this matchup, you set the tone very early on in league play. For the SEK League tonight, Indy is hosting Mulvane. Fort Scott is hosting former SEK opponent Parsons, who does not play in the SEK League in the football side of things. Lebec County is at Winfield. So whenever you look at those 3 others, no one matching against one another. So opportunity for either Coffeyville or Chanute to come right out of the gate with an early league standing advantage.
Number 8, the Asian
Comets
Riley.
out there with their
Number 20,
captains.
Jalen Austin. And number 70,
Cummings,
Billy McFall.
Watson,
From Blue Comets.
Manley,
Senior.
and
Number 30,
Lloyd.
Junior.
All the captains out there for the Blue Comets. For those who are not familiar with the Cosmosphere, we do run north to south. Comets are at the north end. Coffeyville has, after Chanute deferred to the second half, so the kickoff for Coffeyville, and the Coffeyville Golden Tornado, they are going to be on the south end of the field. So we are getting ready. We are about 2 minutes away from kickoff for the start of Week 2 action in the 2025 season. We appreciate you tuning in wherever you may be listening or watching, however you may be listening or watching, whether on your smartphone, tablet, or smart TV device. We appreciate you tuning in here to the Chanute Blue Comet High School Broadcasting Sports Program. Doing a great job with the graphics, the camera angles. You're going to see replay. If this is the first time you've tuned in to Chanute High School broadcast program, they really go out with the bells and whistles. Going to have a top-notch production here tonight. So we are getting ready for the opening kickoff. Again, Comets, they will receive to start the ball game. For the Golden Tornado, they were in action last week against Towanda Circle. They lost 55-8 at home against the Thunderbirds, and with the new playoff format, or at least not new, but one we've been in for a couple of years now, every game matters. So for the Blue Comets, not only is it getting out in front, 1-0 in SEK League play, but also trying to get up 26 points, get 2-0 on to start the season, really set that tone. Again, you only have 3 of your 7 games at home this year, so you have to make these moments count. And for Coffeyville, it's real simple. You don't want to dig that hole any deeper. You do not want to go 0-2. You do not want to go -26 and then have to look your way up for the rest of the season for playoff seeding whenever that time comes. Getting ready for the opening kickoff. Comets have 2 back. Looks like Lloyd and Patterson are back deep. And the opening kick booted by Fulcher for Coffeyville, fielded at around the 4. Now to the 20, 25, finding room to run, creasing through. A good return to open up the ball game for the Chanute Blue Comets, where it'll be first down and 10. Ball spotted, let's call it at the 31.5-yard line. We'll get a look here at the Blue Comet offense for the first time here tonight. There you can see on your screen, Harding will be the play caller, flanked out by Thompson, Seamster, Small, and Otis on the receiving corps. Front line, Duncan, Watson, Naff, Anderson, Hanna, and Alonzo. We're going to get a look at that front line for the Blue Comets here on their opening drive. Harding will go in shotgun set. Looks to his right, throws, and it is complete, brought down by a pair of Golden Tornadoes. Pass was completed to Kyson Seamster, the sophomore, 6'1", 182 pounds. Pickup of around 6 brings up second down for the Blue Comets. Again, they struggled right out of the gate with the offense, trying to pick up the pace here in week 2 with their opening drive. 4 down linemen for Coffeyville. Harding takes the snap, hands it off to his running back, goes right up front, found maybe just the tip of the ball to get enough for a fresh set of downs, waiting for the official mark. And the officials are going to wave him through, so first down. Good carry by the Blue Comet running back, trying to find that hole. And now, looks like we are going to get perhaps a measurement from, yes, it'll be a timeout on the field. We'll go ahead and keep it here during this timeout. official marker to see if the Blue Comets got enough. Now, from up here, if you can look at the top right of your screen where that marker is compared to where the ball is, it looks like maybe the Blue Comets might actually just be shy by a couple of inches. Wait to see what the official mark says. Sun starting to set on the west behind the stadium. Very, very warm here today. We got through our false fall last week, now into summer 2.0, and it will be short by a couple of inches. Third down in inches for the Comets at their own 42. Let's see what Coach Frizzell has dialed up here for his offense.
Ball placed on just inside their own 42-yard line.
Comets are going to load up that front line. Harding will go under center with 3 backs behind him, and he'll just ride the wave up front for a first down. Moves the markers as the Blue Comets get closer to Golden Tornado territory. First and 10 from the 46. So we've seen a little bit of a mixture here for the Comets. They opened up with the pass out onto the flats, then back-to-back runs, taking their time. You know, right now, probably more of the adage of the boxing match, getting a feel for each other, light jabs here and there. Comets have yet to throw the big swing. First and 10. It'll be a handoff into the backfield to Duncan. Duncan finding room, hits the corner, and he's got enough for the first down and then some as he goes into Golden Tornado territory, brings a pile with him, brings it down to around the 36, and it'll be a fresh set of downs for Chanute. First and 10. There's that advantage we talked about. Not only was it for the Blue Comets on that front line getting a good push, but for Duncan, good read, was steady, let the blocks get in front of him before hitting that corner and then really turning it up to get those additional pickups. Comets break their huddle. Coffeyville will stay with their 3 down linemen, make that 4. Duncan shotgun. 2 receivers, 2 to the far left, 1 to the near right. Looking to his right and is just passed by the outstretched hands of Seamster. It'll bring up second down and 10.
Pass intended for Tyson Seamster, falls incomplete in the flat.
Good coverage there by Coffeyville on that last play. They had the flats well covered. They had engaged right up front. Harding, though, rushing the pass just a little bit. Got some opening nerves here on the opening drive. Chance to settle down here on the second down and 10. Ball at the 36. Harding, quarterback, has a near receiver. That is Otis, 2 on the far left. Handoff goes to the backfield. And that is Duncan once again. Pickup of close. Let's go ahead and call it 5. This is going to be third down and go territory for the Comets. One thing that can't be talked about enough is the climate here in early September. Again, we had the false fall last week, cool weather. Now we're back up to the mid to upper 80s. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out here for both teams. 2 receivers near right, 2 far left for the Comets. Harding looks downfield, has a man, good throw right on the hands, and it is hauled in by the sophomore Bo Small, 5'11", 160. Gets a fresh set of downs for the Blue Comets. Really the first time tonight that Harding has looked downfield as opposed to just sticking in the flat. So getting the ball moved. What that does too for the offense, it allows that run game to open up a little bit more. Defense not able to predict as easily as sticking to the run. Fresh set of downs, first down and 10 for Chanute. Harding brings it down, hands it off to Duncan. Duncan has a wide open hole, but a flag does come down Wait to see. That was in the area where Duncan had ran right through. May be against Chanute. It is a hold.
Looks like
Coffeyville will accept the penalty, and it'll back up the Comets.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. Will beat it down.
No score here on the opening drive of the ball game. Here in Chanute, SEK League action between Coffeyville and Chanute. So that penalty will move the ball back to the 33-yard line. First down and 20. You can see on your screen, Coffeyville matches up fairly well with Chanute, size-wise. Harding gets the snap, looking downfield, heaves it up. He has a man, and it is caught. It is caught on the far sideline by Kyson Seamster.
Pass complete. The Blue Comets.
Kyson Seamster, we're going to get a look at this replay.
And that's a
Nice
good
arching
on that
throw,
play.
hauls it in,
Gonna be back
gets the
blue.
toe down. The second one just for insurance, and it puts the Blue Comets inside the 10-yard line at the 6 for first and goal, looking to strike early.
10 to go, Comets.
And now we've got an official timeout. Comets are going to rotate in. Checking into the ball game is Manley. Looks like we have an equipment timeout from Blue Comets. Chris Harding calling his own number and in for 6. Good block up front. Took his time, waited for the hole to open up, and really able to separate away from the defender. Coffeyville got a couple of hands on him right before the end zone, but not enough to keep him out of it. Now getting ready for the extra point attempt. Kick is on the way, a little low. Sam Wheeler credited with it. Kick is good. 7:48 left to play here in the first quarter. Comets up 7-0 behind. Chris Harding scamper into the end zone. Back after this quick break on Comet Vision. Back in Chanute. Comets kicking off to the Golden Tornado. Small kick. Going to be fielded by Magana, where the Golden Nado will take over. First and 10. Ball going to be spotted at the 36. Starting defensive lineup here for the Blue Comets. Up front, it'll be Bancroft, Watson, Love, and Hannah, along with Alonzo. Then we've got Otis on the corner, Duncan, Manley, Seamster, Cummings, and Harding rounding out the lineup for the Comet defense. And for Coffeyville, their first offensive touch of the night. They are led by quarterback wearing number 11, Kalen Austin. However, playing a bit back will be, actually it is Kalen Austin. I put the number in wrong on my sheet at home. So get that early mistake out of the way. Pass floated over to the near side to Caston Voss, where it will be second down and about 5. It was a good throw by Austin over to Voss. And there we see the starting lineup here for Coffeyville. As we just mentioned, Voss, Fulcher, and Westervelt will accompany Austin in the backfield. Up front, Schufelt, Bird, Strimple, Lopez, LeBaron, McFall, and the lone tight end, Huddle. Second down and 5 for Coffeyville. Austin shotgun set. He's looking over to his left. He's going to bring it in himself and just turn it up. Maybe gets a yard. Really wanted to go down on the sideline. Really was looking, trying to find on the streak Nathan Magana. Was not there for this go-around. Now it brings up third down and 5. Clock does stop at 6:56 to play here in the first quarter. Coffeyville trailing Chanute 7-0 in the opening match. Comets defense looking to get a big stop here, get the ball right back. Third down, ball at the 41 of Coffeyville. Austin, the shotgun set, and looks like it'll be timeout called by Coffeyville. Play clock was running down really quickly, and whenever Austin looked up, realized he only had a handful of seconds left to try to get the play off. So it's timeout on Coffeyville. They're currently facing third down and 6, ball at the 42. So timeout prevents them from going back to the original line of scrimmage to open up the drive. Comets ate up close to 5 minutes on their opening drive. Good mixture of plays. Coffeyville had the pass on their second play, and then, or excuse me, on the first play, then on the second play, missed that streak. Here we go, third down. Comets back on defense. Offense breaking their huddle. Now Austin will work out of an empty backfield. 2 receivers far right, 2 near left. Going from south to north. Comets with 4 down linemen. And it'll be Austin trying to keep it for himself. Finds a crease on the edge. And he gets it about a yard shy of the first down. Good hustle. That one looked like it was a designed quarterback keeper all the way through. Just trying to get his linemen up front to engage the blocks. And it is. It'll be 4th down and 1. See what Coffeyville dials up. I would have to think. Down 7-0. You're on the road. Coffeyville has to be thinking of going for it, and they do. They bring out Austin again. Quick chat there with Deonta Wade. Wade in his 6th year as the head coach of the Golden Tornado. Just 1 year shy of Coach Keith Frizzell's 7th year at the helm of the Blue Comets. Austin back at the 40. Shotgun keeps it, looking for the run, and the defense looking to hold, but the second effort by Austin on the left tackle gets enough for the first down. He was stopped a yard back behind the line of scrimmage. Good block up front by the Blue Comet defense, but it was just the added effort by Austin to keep the ball moving for the Golden Tornado. Not quite into Blue Comet territory, but close. Golden Tornado showing 2 receivers here on the near left. Austin, shotgun, keeps it himself again, finds a crease.
That's going to be a 2nd and 6. Nato on their own 52-yard line.
Nothing flashy so far from Coffeyville. It's just been a healthy dose of Austin in the first 5 plays of this drive. Austin, shotgun set. Comets with 4 down linemen. Austin looking down. He's going to heave it right up. One-on-one, and it is tipped away. Pass was intended for Voss. Him and the Blue Comets, Gage Cummings, were both engaged. One-on-one coverage. It was a well-run route, but it was even better covered by Cummings. The senior, 5'9", 148 pounds, stayed step for step with the speedster. And now Coffeyville at 3rd down. Comet defense so far answering the call in the first quarter. Austin, shotgun, 2 receivers out far right. Snap, rolls, pass, finds a man, had him right on the hands. That was Voss once again. Well covered. And hit, or correction, there on the pass was Magana. Now watch Magana here. So Austin, I mean, he was just spying him all the way through, almost batted down by a Blue Comet defender. Otis on the coverage for Chanute, and now forces Coffeyville to punt on their opening drive. So a big win here for the Chanute defense.
Austin to punt for the Comets. Back to receive Seamster for the Blue Comets.
So Seamster set to receive, and it is Austin to punt, so may need to keep an eye on that if you're Chanute. Delay of game called by Coffeyville, or against Coffeyville, I should say. You can't call it delay of game.
Against the Golden Tornado would be a 5-yard penalty.
That'll back them up 5 yards.
Going to bring up a 4th and up.
Now 4th and 11, and it moves Coffeyville back into their own territory. Seamster still back. He's at around the 16. Austin this time, low line kick. Bounces it around the 30, picked up by Seamster. Running, and he is lassoed out of bounds, where it'll be the second drive of the game for Chanute. 1st and 10 from their own 31. Coffeyville opening up their drive with a touchdown. Able to stall out Coffeyville's on the defensive side. We'll see what Blue Comets have cooking here for their second drive of the night as we are halfway through this first quarter of play. Good crowd out here tonight. Second of 3 home games for Chanute. For the Blue Comets, after tonight, they will travel to McPherson and Nemaha Central before coming back home to take on the Bulldogs of Independence.
Timeout, Blue Comets.
Now timeout on the court. Timeout on the field called by Chanute. And let's go ahead and take a quick break. 4:55 left in the first quarter. Coffeyville trails Chanute 7-0 here on Comet Vision. Opening drive, and it is a pass out onto the flat, hauled in by Small. Enough for a Comet first down opening play. Good throw by Harding over to Small. Comets like to, they like that matchup there on the flats. They seem to know. Both teams, you can tell that both teams, you can tell that this is a physical matchup. Both sides on both lines already have their hands on their hip. Again, the heat's going to be a factor. This is the second game of the season, and this is a very physical matchup for both teams. Harding takes the snap, rolls out to, hands it off. There to the handoff for the Comets was Jordan Patterson. Patterson had it and gets close to the first down, but not quite enough. It's going to be just a few inches shy. Bo Small coming in. Also checking in is, that was Chris Harding coming in with the play. Here on the near side, we've got Small and Otis. Otis, the nearest receiver on your screen. Harding, Golden Tornado territory. I'm going to eventually get those two right. Harding looking down, and the edges collapsing on him, keeps it himself, and just lays it up. Lucky that that one was not intercepted. That was about a trio of Golden Tornado defenders surrounding, including Kalen Austin. Clock stopped at 2:04. 2nd and 10 from the 44. You don't mind that play, really. Harding was having to scramble, had the pocket collapse around him. So he's really trying to go to backyard football, trying to draw something up. That brings up 2nd down and 10. Far receiver for the Comets is Thompson. And Harding keeps it himself, jukes, jives out of one defender, stays up, keeps moving. He has paid dirt in front of him. Touchdown, Blue Comets. Chris Harding once again getting the Comets on the board. It was a good run, well blocked up front by his lineman. Stayed steady, found the hole. Really made it look effortless, but you know that's easier set up here than actually played out on the field. Ball down, kick is up, and it's good. Comets are up 14-0 with a minute 51 left to go in the first quarter of play in opening SEK League action here in Chanute. Now we're going to get a look at the play again. Watch Harding. Keeps it himself, and he just follows the block. Able to juke and jive and cut through Coffeyville's defense. Part of it was good blocking up front by the linemen, but it's also excellent speed by Harding to allow those blocks to set up, allow the lanes to open up for him before just cruising through 4-6. Coffeyville will get their second drive of the game underway here. Now really having to answer right back. Kick on the way, and it's fielded at around the 25-yard line. Fair caught by the Golden NATO. That is number 85, Hudnall, calling it in. A minute 49 left to go here in the first quarter. Comets up 14-0. Coach Chanute Wade talking to his team there on the top of your screen, trying to get them ready. Good home crowd out here for the Comets. Coffeyville also has a pretty well-traveled crowd on their end of the sidelines. Kalen Austin hoping to give them something to cheer about here before too long. Fulcher in the back, and it will be Fulcher on the handoff, and he gets clipped. Brought down by Cummings off the edge. Stayed right with him, did not let up, able to bring him down. In fact, it's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. Cummings with the great tackle. Second down and 12. Ball spotted at around the 23-yard line.
Golden Tornado from their own 23-yard line.
Comets showing 4 down linemen. They're going to go, appears to be 3 linebackers. And it is a handoff in the backfield, and once again immediately stopped. The carry for Coffeyville was Magana, and it looked like Kaysen Seamster was there on the stop.
Magana on the carry.
A loss of 1.
On that again. Initial hit.
Bring up 3rd down and long for the Golden NATO, and with the way their offensive drive in their first offensive drive went, and now this one definitely needing in possessions. It appears Coffeyville getting ready to punt. Will flip sides and come back for the start of the second quarter, where Chanute leads it 14-0. You're watching Blue Comet football here on Comet Vision. Start of the second quarter, where it is 14-0 advantage Chanute. Coffeyville getting ready to punt. Seamster back to receive the punt. Austin, low laser punt, end over end, picked up by Seamster, and he is brought down. Tackle by Stevens for Coffeyville. Was just streaking right down the field, and about the time that Seamster caught the ball, he looked up, and there was the defender to haul him down. But a good start for their 3rd drive of the contest. Chanute will have it 1st down and 10 at the 43-yard line. Now, if you're Chanute, do you just try to eat up time, get into the half with the lead? Or, using the boxing analogy, do you try to go for the knockout punch? Big, explosive play. Harding. I like that play because it goes to show that Chanute, up 14, they are willing to take that deep strike. So Harding will try again. This time, hands off into the backfield. And taking the wide lane was Bancroft. Into Coffeyville territory. He's going to be down at around the 47-yard line. Let's call it 2nd down, 3rd down in inches.
Number 1.
On the tackle for Coffeyville was Voss. They're going to go ahead and award the Blue Comets a 1st down. Initially, it looked like Bancroft was short.
10 Comets in the NATO territory.
Again, he got the handoff and then just took a wide swing on the left side of the line, able to pick up 10. Harding looking, has some decent room, pocket moves over, this time throws it in, and it is caught by the Blue Comet, and it will be Kyson Seamster into the end zone. 47-yard pass from Harding to Seamster, and the Comets now with a commanding 3-possession lead in SEK League play. Sam Wheeler set to kick for Chanute. After the extra point attempt, we'll get a second look at that pass. Wheeler, ball down. Oh, we got a flag on the play. Wait to see what the call is. Encroachment called on the defense, so it's going to be deferred by Chanute. They'll do it again. Ball's back, down, up, and ooh, that was a laser of a kick, but it still counts. Puts the Comets up 21-0. Let's take a look at this touchdown pass from Harding. You're going to see the pocket collapses around him. He has to shuffle out to his right, able to move it down, and he just heaves it up and really put it in a spot where only Seamster could connect with it. And Seamster only had that one man to beat. Once he caught the ball, able to turn on the jets and able to go into the end zone. So this will be the third possession for the Golden Tornado, looking for an answer, any sort of answer or rhythm, a sustainable drive. 11:08 to go. And we invite you to keep up with USD 413 activities by downloading the Blue Comet app. Sports scores, student newspaper recaps, schedules, and more. Stay informed with the Blue Comet scores by downloading the Blue Comet app. Available now on Google and iPhone app stores. That is a nifty tool. If you haven't downloaded it yet, you really need to. As the kickoff goes end over end, and it will bounce it around the 2-1, picked up by Coffeyville. He is in trouble and hit hard, and a late flag will come in on the near sideline.
There's some big hitting going on tonight.
This was a good kick by Wheeler, end over end, and you can see the Coffeyville player really struggled with it, Westervelt, and he gets hit right there. Coffeyville has 98 yards to go to get to the end zone. Austin in shotgun, and he will try to go to the far outside. He barely gets the ball out of the end zone to prevent the safety. He's going to lose a yard on the play. Well defended by Chanute. They kept the spy right on him. Now getting ran right over from Chanute was Bo Small. Ate the shoulder of Austin. But still enough to get the stop for a yard. Second down and 11, ball at the 1 of Coffeyville. Austin has two receivers to his right, takes the snap. It will be a handoff into the ball carrier. Trying to follow his line, does. Picks up 4 yards, gets it close to the 5. It'll bring up third down. Third down and a long 7. So in the last 5 plays, really when you think about it, that's the most positive yardage that Coffeyville has had since their opening possession. Back in their second drive, they were stalled with a couple of losses on the drive. And then here on the first 2 of this, on the third drive of the ball game, they are back -2, 2.5. And now we got a timeout called by Coffeyville. 9:21 left to go here in the first half. Chanute up comfortably, 21-0. Back after this on Comet Vision. So Coffeyville will come out facing third down and 8 to go for a fresh set of downs. Chanute leading 21-0.
Also, don't forget to buy your 50-50 raffle from the chess club as well.
Right now, Chanute's defense absolutely just wearing down Coffeyville's front line. Austin looks to pass. He has a man open and able to get it through. That was Karsten Voss on the reception.
Pass complete to NATO's Karsten Voss.
That'll move the chains. Biggest pickup since the second drive. There you can see just quick throw out onto the flat, and there were 3 defenders surrounding him there on the initial hit. Jalen Duncan for Chanute. So 1st and 10 for Coffeyville. I think right now, if you're Coffeyville, you're just looking, hey, let's not worry about scoring. Let's just get some offense. Let's get some momentum. Let's get some positive yardage here. If you're Chanute's defense, you're thinking, let's keep bringing the pain. Austin going out to the corner. Evades 1 tackle, but he's slowed down, or is brought through. It looks like there on the initial stop was Asher Love, before allowing a trio of Blue Comets to catch up to him. We'll confirm that here. We'll see Austin keeping it, and it was actually number 2, Harding. Now with a lot more breathing room, 1st and 10 at their 33. Comets with 4 down linemen on defense. And now, it's like, what do we got, I think? Delay of game penalty, possibly? Or timeout called by Coffeyville. We'll wait to see what the call is from the official. And it is delay of game. That's got to be frustrating if you're a Coffeyville fan, because you just picked up 15 yards on the personal foul penalty, and now you're giving 5 of them right back. Move the game, or the ball, back to the 28-yard line. 1st down and 15. Austin looking downside, and it is picked off! Picked off in the secondary by the Blue Comets. Spying that all the way through, Jacob Thompson.
Blue Comets number 25, senior Jacob Thompson.
He was spying that one all the way down. And now the Comets will take over, initially putting a stop to any positive momentum Coffeyville had building on that drive. 1st and 10, ball at the 29-yard line. Thompson, a senior, 5'11", 151 pounds. Now Chanute really has the opportunity to put this one away before half. Now Harding, it'll be a double reverse coming around on the near side. Seamster has a wide open lane, touchdown! Blue Comets. Kyson Seamster for the second time tonight into the end zone, and the Comets a commanding 27-0 lead in SEK League play. Watch this double reverse. Comes back around to Seamster, comes to the near side. Harding was ready to throw a block, really didn't need to. Seamster looked to his right, upfield, found the lane, in for 6. Wheeler on for the extra point attempt. And a good end-over-end kick puts the Comets up 28-0. 7:43 left to go. Comets in control over Coffeyville here on Comet Vision. Welcome back here to the Cosmosphere Chanute Community Sports Complex, where the Blue Comets lead 28-0. Zoe Lopez on play-by-play, part of the Chanute High School student broadcast production, doing a wonderful job. Not only do you get the high camera angles, you get multiple camera angles, you get replay, you get commercials. Not sure what else you could ask for from a student-run broadcast. So, doing a wonderful job. It is an absolute honor and privilege to be a part of the program here tonight, getting to be back here on the call for Chanute Blue Comet football. I know we've got viewers all across Kansas and the United States watching here tonight. Kickoff over the hands, slips right through Westervelt's hands, and he just jumps right on it to maintain possession. It'll be 1st and 10. Once again, Coffeyville back deep in their own territory to start the drive. Ball at the 12-yard line. I'm going to watch here. Westervelt, he saw it, and it just went right off his fingertips, and he did the smart thing. Didn't try to pick it up and try to make something out of it. Just maintain possession and go from there. I know we've got viewers from New York, also out in California, Nevada, not Nevada, Nevada, actual state, and Louisiana. I want to give a big shout out to my coworkers for tuning in here, watching on YouTube. 28-0, and now if you're Coffeyville, you're just looking to just eat up yardage. Handoff into the backfield and swarmed. On the carry was Fulcher, and he was met at the line, behind the line even, by Bancroft. Then you see Fulcher take it, and Bancroft, almost from the initial handoff, had a hand on him and did not let him get away. They're going to call it a loss of 6. Whew. Approaching 7 minutes, 28-0 Chanute. Comets started the game with the ball. Coffeyville elected to kick. And this one again, handoff, going to Fulcher. Trying to ride the line, find a crease to open up. Pickup of a couple, still 3rd and long for Coffeyville. Coffeyville on their last drive did have some positive momentum. However, they were brought down. It was a quick stop on the turnover to Thompson. Thompson picked it off on the throw. Then setting up that quick score drive for Chanute to be up 28-0. Now looks like we have a penalty. Officials blowing the play dead, and now they're going to reset the play. Coffeyville does back up a little bit. Respot the ball.
The official timeout on the field.
Be at the 8-yard line. Third down and 14. Kalen Austin, the quarterback, has Fulcher to his left. Now the official, everyone, some confusion. Everyone's trying to figure out what's going on here. Austin looking to pass, and it goes right off the hands of Westervelt. And now it's 4th down and long. And that is almost guaranteed punting situation. So Comet's defense does its job, suffocates the Golden Tornado. Holds them to their first 3 and out of the night. Seamster set to receive for the Blue Comets. He's going to be nestled at around the 43 of Coffeyville. Austin boots this one, just trying to get it away. Bounces at the 37, and it will be downed by Coffeyville, where the Blue Comets will take over. First down and 10. Ball at the 43 of Coffeyville. So the upcoming schedule for Blue Comet Varsity Sports. Tomorrow, the volleyball team is on the road facing Frontenac, Ottawa. Cross country travels to Wamego. On Monday, girls golf travels to Caney Valley. Then on Wednesday, volleyball is at Fort Scott. Boys soccer is here at home at the Chanute Sports Complex against Pittsburgh. Then on Thursday, girls golf travels to Parsons, and girls tennis is at Baldwin. So Comets with their 5th drive of the ball game, up 28-0. Look, pump fake. Harding looking down. He's going to keep it himself. And turned to the blind side where he was met by Riley. Not before he picked up close to, let's call it 7 yards here. 2nd down and a long 3. Harding was looking down the field that entire play. And in doing so, even though he knew that he was beyond the line of scrimmage, by just engaging downfield, the defenders were trying to read him or make sure that he didn't throw, but Harding able to hold it in and pick up close to 7 yards. 2nd and a long 3. Comets will have the play blown dead. Penalty on the far side. It'll be encroachment called against the defense. So that'll move the ball, give the Blue Comets a fresh set of downs. Coming up at halftime, we will have the halftime performance of the Chanute Marching Band, along with the cheer squad and color guard. So if you're just now tuning in, preparing for that, we'll have that for you here in about 4 minutes. 1st and 10 for Chanute. 3 receivers out to the far right, 1 to the near left. Harding looking down, has lots of time. Pass complete, touchdown Chanute, but there is a penalty on the field, and this one will be coming back as it looks like it is holding called against Chanute, and it is. So that will wipe off the Otis reception. You can see up front, can't really see there, and you see how much time Harding had to throw. Good pocket, kept it clean. They will mark the Blue Comets back 10 yards, so at the 41-yard line. As you can see there, perhaps on that play and on the subsequent replay of that play, they installed new lights over the summer here at the Community Sports Complex. So whenever scoring drives like that, you see the lights dance around a little bit more, adds to the atmosphere. Last few years, with the success that the Comets have had, getting more community involvement makes it a fun game day atmosphere, both in the regular season and playoffs. So following the penalty, 1st and 20, Harding hands it off, and wide up front is the running back, Patterson. He gets back the penalty yardage and then some.
Here comes Patterson on the carry, gets a big bunch of that back. That's going to be a gain of about.
So we're going to take a look at that touchdown pass again.
Runs off a corner now.
Comet vision showing here, much better angle. You can see what happened. The official's going to call him for essentially throwing him down WWE style. I prefer freestyle wrestling where that's a takedown 2 points, but you can't do that in football. 3rd down and 3, Harding looking, and it is hauled in complete to Thompson for the 1st down. That was a laser of a throw, perhaps the zippiest pass tonight from Harding. Approaching 3 minutes, 1st and 10. Comets up 28-0 here in the first half. Definitely feel on the screen there, momentum riding with Chanute. Got 3 receivers here on the near left. Harding dropping back, rolling out to his right, still looking, trying to look for a receiver, decides to just keep it himself, trying to spin into the end zone, and he does. 3rd touchdown of the game for the Blue Comets, Chris Harding. There's that light show that we were just talking about. 34-0, Chanute out front with 2:34 to go before halftime. Wheeler on for the extra point attempt.
Sam Wheeler to kick the PAT.
Ball down, kick is up, and it's good. And the Blue Comets holding a commanding 35-0 lead. Let's watch this run again. There you see Harding rolling out to his right. Again, there he is. He's still looking, and finally pulls it in. It was hit at the goal line by Austin, but by that time, the damage was done. Comets up 6. 35-0. Comets in the lead over Coffeyville. Back after this on Comet Vision. Welcome back here in Chanute. Comets put another 7 on the board, 35-0. Halftime upcoming here shortly in Chanute, where we'll have the halftime performance from the marching band alongside the cheer and dance team. Good night here for Comet football.
Support these guys.
Temperature hasn't come down too much. We had a kickoff temperature of 85. It's currently 81. Ball fumbled off of Coffeyville, and it is recovered by the Blue Comets. There on the recovery for Chanute was Bancroft, a name we have called early and often throughout tonight. Westervelt, last 4 returns has just struggled to keep his gloves on it. Slipped right through his hands and directly into Bancroft. Again, in terms of playoff standings, you can only maximize your points total by plus or negative 13. Comets right now find themselves up 13. Should the final hold, they'll go 2-0, up 26. Pass back. Harding looking, heaves it, trying to go to flat. Oh, goes right off the hands. And there's going to be a penalty called. It's going to go against number 23 for Coffeyville, Ja'Cory Reddins. Let's watch here. It's going to be after the play, and I think that's what the call is. You see they're both going through it, and really no need for that extra little shove. The play was done. Play was done, and the extra little shove. If it was a close game, you might understand, like, oh, okay, physical contest, but that may have erred on the side of frustration being pulled out. So now that puts Chanute 1st and 10 at the 16. Handoff into the backfield and wide open, scampering in, Jalen Duncan, touchdown Blue Comets. Another 6 within seconds. App. Sports scores, student newspaper recaps, schedules, and more. Stay informed with the Blue Comet scores by downloading the Blue Comet app. Available now on Google and iPhone app stores. It is a breeze to use. You hear results, if not instantaneously, definitely within the next day from the journalism class. And you stay in the know as far as activities go. So shout out to the USD 413 administration for greenlighting that project, because it is definitely much needed. It's not only just much needed, but to be well maintained is also another credit for it being utilized. So just search Blue Comet in the App Store of your Google or iPhone device, and you'll find it. That is Fulcher fielding it. Goes west to east, and maybe for all that running, only picks up maybe 2 from the spot where it was fielded. And it looks like we are going to start to see some of the junior varsity in for Chanute now. After a stellar performance by the first team defense, putting up defense holding the Golden Tornado to 0. It'll be the junior varsity's team out there now to get some playing time, ability to earn the lettering. 1st and 10. Ball at the 22. Coffeyville will hand it off. That time going up is Fulcher. Picks up about 2 on the play. Clock moving under 2 minutes. It'll be 2nd down. Again, coming up here at halftime, we will bring you the halftime performance from band and cheer and dance squads. There we see the student section, Hawaiian night, almost side to side filled out here. So if you're watching from home, we appreciate you tuning in. If you can't make it, glad to have this service here for you to be able to follow along. And it will be a keeper by Austin. Splits through some trio of defenders before picking up the first down. Moves the chains up. Comets have scored on each of their drives in the first half. In the opening drive, Coffeyville
First and 10, Coffeyville.
briefly touched into Blue Comet territory around the 48, 47-yard line, but a penalty moved them back where they punted from their own 48. Austin on the shotgun set. Looking down, has a man downfield, and it's going to be picked off by Chanute. Comets, Blake Cummings hauling in that throw. It was kept up high, just floated enough for Cummings to look over his shoulder and bring it in. With 34 seconds to go, ball at their own 38. I think Chanute has opportunity to just go into half. You see he was just flicked up. It was a good throw, but better covered by Cummings. Harding going to run out there with his lineman, along with Patterson. 42-0, Chanute going into half. Comets, they're not going to down it. They're going to run a play. Harding hands it off into the backfield. That is Patterson. Patterson trying to spin off of one. Brought down by a trio of tornadoes. It'll be second down and 1. Ball at the 47. You see, Patterson found a good lane. Defender was able to slow him down. 2 seconds, 1 second left, and that is the end of the first half. Chanute will go into halftime with the lead, 42-0. Coffeyville will have the ball to start the second half, but they have their work cut out for them. 42-0. We're going to go ahead and take a break and come back with the halftime performance. Chanute leads 42-0 here on Comet Vision.
Tonight we have some halftime entertainment brought to you by the CHS Blue Pride Marching Band. Fun and Kelly Clarkson featuring the times of the tunes Some Nights and Stronger. The halftime show is under the leadership of Guard Captain Anna Swafford and the drum majors Jack Pickle and Bella Godinez. Drum majors, is your band ready? And you may take the field. By Comet Strike. I want to congratulate the CHS Blue Pride Marching Band on a one winning at the Kansas State Fair this last week. Congratulations, band. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a consensus in the press box. Don't you dig those lights? Wow. Well, a smattering of applause. The lights look good. Ladies and gentlemen, draw your attention, if you would please, to midfield as the Chanute Blue Comet cheer team will perform a routine choreographed by Assistant Captain Arlie Westhoff. Team, your music is on.
Welcome back here to the Chanute Community Sports Complex, where the Blue Comets lead the Coffeyville Golden Tornado 42-0. Comets scoring on 7 of their 8 drives there in the first half. The only one they didn't score, their last one, where they had the ball with 42 seconds left. It was an interception, thanks in part by Thompson. So, Coffeyville, I think if you're Coffeyville, simple, get positive yardage. Don't worry about scoring. Eliminate turnovers. They had the 2 interceptions. They had the bobbled kickoff return. They have had 2 drives there in the first half start inside their own 10, if not 5. So they really need right now positive yardage. Comets will kick the ball to Coffeyville to start the second half. If you're Chanute, you're up 26 now in the playoff standings, or in the I don't know what they call them now. It's been a while since I've had to talk playoffs. But with this new playoff format here in the Kansas High School Activities Association for 4A, 5A, and 6A, every game matters now. And for Chanute, you're up that plus 13 that you can get each game. They got up plus 13 last week. They're up plus 13 now. On their way to start 2-0 on the season. Coffeyville won 22-16 last week. They won by 16 here at home to open up the season. Here they're up by 42, but you can only carry 13 points over each week. So now getting set, kickoff for Chanute is Asher Love. Golden Tornado have 2 back, 1 on the near right side, and it goes right through the hands. This one's a different player. It was Westervelt in the first half. This time for Coffeyville, it was Magana. Able to retrieve it and get it up to the 8, avoiding catastrophe. We saw there in the last 2 drives for Chanute, they did switch over to their junior varsity offense. And then on defense, they did the same. And it appears for Chanute, they are going with, it looks like they got some of the varsity starters out there. Mix and match. Now Coffeyville jogging out back onto the field for their opening drive to start the second half. Austin is the quarterback. 2 receivers to the near right side, and he hands it off to Fulcher. Fulcher riding the line, a flag comes in. Fulcher finds a crease, picks up a first down, pending the penalty on the play. It is holding against the Golden Tornado. You see, right about that time, the flag came in. Did a good job riding the line, hitting the corner, and then turning up. May have had some aid by that hold. So Coffeyville breaks their huddle. Going to show 4 down linemen. Austin still the quarterback for the Golden Tornado. To his right is Fulcher. Austin looking, goes out to the flat, has Magana. Magana picks up positive yardage. So I'll move the chains for Coffeyville. That is their first down since late in the first quarter.
First down, number 24. Blue
Perhaps that halftime rest is what the Golden NATO needed.
Saves from bigger yardage.
Good pass. It was a good location by Austin to Magana. Going for that outside shoulder. Comets again coming into this ball game riding a 16-game winning streak against SDK League opponents. The last time they lost against an SDK League team was in Coach Frizzell's first year against Coffeyville. And a botched snap recovered by Austin. Ball's going to be down at around the 25-yard line. Take a look at this. The quarterback just struggling to hold on to it. It hit him right on the tips of his fingers.
That's going to bring up a second and 15.
Didn't quite have his hands positioned quite right.
From their own 24-yard line.
Chanute is on a 4-game winning streak over Coffeyville, outscoring the Golden NATO 136-39 in that stretch. Austin in shotgun, heaves it in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Well defended by Chanute, Bo Small. Pass intended for Magana, and now brings up a third down. Third down and 14.
Bo Small defending. 15 yards to go.
See Coffeyville, or excuse me, Chanute's defense just walking, feeling good. Still trying to stay upbeat, not get too comfortable on the back of their heels. Austin, shotgun, 2 to the near right, and he will keep it and look down, flushed out of the pocket, heaves it down. Oh, and it was an easy pick through the hands. Looks like Alex Hellman had his paws on it, just unable to haul it in. He would have had a lot of room to run. Fourth down and 15, ball down at the 24 with 9:56 left to play in the third. Comets up 42-0. Comets will have one man back. Punt from Austin, sidewinder, fielded around the 37. And only a couple of yards pickup there for Patterson. And the Blue Comets' second string offense will come out on the exchange. Good job by the defense. Coffeyville getting some momentum, but not much going. Now there's a penalty. Looks like there's a penalty on the field. Let's see what the call is. Trying to see it. Did not see the call from the official. They are going to mark it off to him.
Looks to be personal foul charged to the Golden Tornado.
Personal foul called against Coffeyville. There it is.
15 yards. And the ball is placed.
Not sure where the
44-yard line
penalty came from, but opening drive of the second half for Chanute will start in Coffeyville territory. 9:47 to go, third quarter. Some other games going on in the SEK League.
8-0. That's 0-3-8.
Looks like the quarterback now is Seamster. I even got my glasses on. I can't read the numbers. Handoff into the backfield. It was Patterson.
Jordan Patterson on the carry.
Patterson running right up the gut. We're going to take a look here. Okay, the quarterback there was Frizzell. Patterson on the handoff. Got it up to around the 40. Good push up front. Good athletic run by Patterson. Gage Frizzell, freshman, 6'1", 175.
On the NATO 40.
A freshman at 6'1". Now pass on the near side, caught, hauled in by Cummings. And it's enough for a first down. Good throw by Frizzell to Cummings. Ball moved to the 33-yard line. First down and 10. The second unit for Chanute having no problem against the Coffeyville defense. Opening drive of the second half for Chanute.
Freshman number 9, Gage Frizzell, quarterback.
Two receivers near left, two far right. Frizzell keeps it himself, goes up the gut, has some room to run, and it is 6 on the board. Yes! Touchdown, Chanute. Now makes it 48-0, and I believe that we'll get the running clock going. Frizzell, we're going to watch the replay here. Frizzell gets it, and I mean, you just knew right from the get-go he was going to take it himself. Coffeyville's defense had no idea where the ball was. Good sneak by, I'd say it's a sneak, but keeper by Frizzell as the kick is up by Wheeler, and it is good. Chanute is up 49-0. Let's take a timeout. Back at the Cosmosphere after this 1-minute timeout. Chanute leads 49-0 on Comet Vision. Set for the kickoff following the Frizzell run to the end zone. Comets up 49-0. We will have the running clock. Both squads, both sides determined to get up by a certain amount. Just keep the clock rolling. Wheeler set to kick for Chanute. Coffeyville, who has struggled all game with handling kickoffs, get another opportunity here. And once again, it is botched by Coffeyville. Fumble was recovered by the Chanute Blue Comets. Asher Love, it appears. Let's watch this once again. Good kick, end over end. And just right from the go, it hit the Coffeyville receiver. And then on the second effort, almost he tried to haul it in, and it bounced off into the hands of the Blue Comets. So Coffeyville, their woes and struggles continue here tonight. Chanute has the ball back. Frizzell, shotgun, and will hand it off going to the far side. Pickup of 10. Couldn't quite turn the corner to stay inside, but Cummings moves the ball for the Comets. First and 10. Ball's going to be down at around the 14-yard line. Now under 6 minutes to go. Comets up 49-0.
First and 10 Comets. The ball is placed on the NATO 14-yard line.
Frizzell with one man back. That is Patterson. Frizzell looks to his left. Pass complete. Spinning out. Cummings bringing the ball in. Ball moved up to the 5-yard line. Now we're going to get a second look at this throw. You can see good throw by Frizzell over to the receiver.
Bring up a second and long one.
The ball was thrown right towards the face of Cummings. Looked up and saw he had the pass coming to him. This time handoff into the backfield. Touchdown, Chanute. Touchdown for Samuel, or no. I believe that was, correction, Patterson. Patterson that time. Penalty on the play, however. Wait to see. I looked down, and that 0 on the jersey for a moment in time looked like a 1. So we're going to watch this again. Watch Patterson get the handoff. Unsportsmanlike conduct call against Coffeyville. And there on the bottom left-hand side, you can see once again it was number 23, Reddens. I believe Reddens was the guilty party earlier in the game for the extra shove after a play. Wheeler, ball down, kick is blocked. So the Golden Tornado get a stop on the extra point, but they cannot stop the Comet train from rolling along. 55-0. So here, let's take a look. Kick just went right through. They're getting his hand on it. It was number 71, Keyshawn Johnson. Maybe it's Keyshawn Johnson. Still, Comets now up 55-0.
Oh, you got a hankering for walking taco.
This might be a good time to remind you to download and stay up to date with all USD 413 activities by downloading the Blue Comet app. Sports scores, student newspaper recaps, schedules, and more. Stay informed with Blue Comet scores by downloading the Blue Comet app today. Available now on Google and iPhone app stores. Be interesting to read the recap from the student newspaper on tonight's game. From a play-by-play perspective, these games are always these games are tough to call because you get to a point where you've used up all your storylines, like grandmother's soap operas. Like, what's the next storyline? What's going to keep people engaged? There's only so many ways you can tell the 55-0 story. We'll say second week of the game after the slow start. This is the Blue Comet offense now in the form that we've come to know. And now a lot of dancing going around on the field on the return. I believe that is Paul Austin Jr. Oh, correction, that was number 80, Ryder Wilson on the return. So Ryder Wilson. That is the first successful kickoff since the opening one of the game for Coffeyville. Now clock rolling down to around 1:10. So really, knowing Coach Wade like I do for the last 5-6 years, he'll tell you that there's not many moral victories that you go. But for Coffeyville now, here in the fourth quarter as we get ready, you want to finish strong. The score is what the score is if you're Coffeyville. Now we've got a timeout on the field. We've got an injured NATO player. So we're going to go ahead and take a break for the injury timeout. 42 seconds left. 55-0. Comets ahead. Back after this. Back following the injury timeout, it was to Coffeyville's number 7, Nathan Magana, a sophomore. One of the bright spots of tonight. Ooh, you see there, looks like he got his just knee twisted up on that tackle. He did walk off on his own power, so some good signs. As Coffeyville will pass, and ball is tipped, almost picked off by Chanute on the ricochet. Bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Comets. Clock rolling. Should be just enough to in the 3rd quarter. With about 5 seconds left, and Coffeyville is going to let the time roll out here at the end of the 3rd quarter. Chanute well in front, 55-0. So, since we just took that timeout, let's go ahead and go over the upcoming activities for the week ahead for Chanute. As we mentioned, this is the second of 3rd home games for the Blue Comet football team. So, you have many other opportunities to come out and support the Blue Comet program. On Saturday, tomorrow, the volleyball team is on the road facing Frontenac and Ottawa. Also tomorrow, cross-country travels to Wamego, so good luck to the student athletes competing then. On Monday, girls golf travels to Caney Valley. On Wednesday, volleyball is at Fort Scott. Boys soccer is at home against Pittsburgh. So come on out to the Cosmosphere, Chanute Community Sports Complex. Cheer on the Blue Comets against the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons in soccer play. Then on Thursday, girls golf travels to Parsons, and girls tennis is at Baldwin. Chanute will be on the road next week at McPherson. They'll also play Nemaha Central in week 4. Nemaha Central out of the 3A side, I believe. Maybe 2A, 3A. They're like Humboldt. They bounce around, but Nemaha Central, they have a really good program there. Pass complete. Hauled in by Keontae Stevens. Gets it into Blue Comet territory. I'd say first time since the first half. Coffeyville into Comet territory. See the pass wide open, able to sit in there on the zone coverage. Turn it up. Stevens, a senior, definitely has some height out there to him. Looks like Coffeyville has changed up their quarterback, I believe. Yep, that is a new quarterback in there. Owen Billingsley. Billingsley rolling out to his right, looking down, and intended for Stevens to bring up 2nd down. So Coffeyville, again, Chanute at McPherson, at Nemaha Central. Then they come back the first week in October against Independence. So they're going to host both Montgomery County teams this season before going at Fort Scott, at Pittsburgh, and then rounding out the season at Labette County. Coffeyville, second down and 10 from their own 47. Billingsley has a man wide open on the flat, and it goes right off the hands of the intended receiver. No one around him. That was to Ryder Wilson. Wilson would have had the first down, maybe a couple extra yardage. Didn't really have anyone around him. For Coffeyville, their upcoming schedule following tonight, they host Emporia, and then they have the Montgomery County rivalry between Independence. They will host Independence over at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Student section still out loud, cheering on their Blue Comets. Whenever you only have 3 home games, you make the most out of each one. And once again, late flag will come in. Coming from the official. Pass, again, same spot. Hudnall had the space. Let's take a look here. Billingsley, again, just right there. Just led a little bit on the outside. Foul, or the penalty called against Coffeyville. That will mark them backwards. You know, as I was preparing for this broadcast, I was thinking about what are some things that connect Coffeyville and Chanute. And maybe not so directly, but the name Walter Johnson comes to mind. Of course, Walter Johnson more tied with Humboldt and Allen County than, say, Chanute. As false start called against Coffeyville will back them up closer to Independence with that. But you got Walter Johnson, who had a home in Coffeyville. Of course, the Train made a name for himself in Major League Baseball back in the early 1900s. Walter Johnson being born in Humboldt, making Coffeyville his home. Let's roll out to the side. Billingsley passes tipped and incomplete, and will bring up 4th down. We'll see if Coffeyville will just punt it away as they're facing 4th down and 25. There's actually, I do want to give a shout out to one of my former Pitt State classmates as we watch Billingsley here scramble out. Speaking of YouTube, for his master's program, Aaron Thompson put together a wonderful documentary over the life of Walter Johnson. It's on, I believe it's on YouTube, and he did it for his master's project. And it is so well done that if you're looking for something to pass the time this weekend on, high snap, hauled down, booted side, and it's going to be fair. Caught, bobbled by the Blue Comets. Ball's still loose. They're going to call it live. And it is recovered by the Blue Comets. So brought in by Jordan Patterson. But good documentary. Of course, with the master's program, you have to have one final project that you present to demonstrate everything that you've learned in the program. And for Aaron, he put together that documentary. As we watch here again, bobbled. You can see the ball squirming around before finally being jumped on. Talked about the ties of Walter Johnson, brought out old footage. And I just think it's interesting when you think about that time and age in the 1900s, how Humboldt and Coffeyville probably felt a lot further apart than where we are today, where it's like, 60 minutes, 65, 70-minute drive from Humboldt to Coffeyville. I was thinking about, too, the ties, Major League Baseball ties. You know, we got Paul Lindblad here in Chanute, his ties with Neosho County Community College. And then Matt Strom currently with the Philadelphia Phillies. You know, Southeast Kansas well represented when it comes to baseball. So Coffeyville back on defense, Chanute on offense. Frizzell, the quarterback. Clock continues to roll with 5:30 left to go here in the ball game. Frizzell zips it and goes right out of the hands of the intended receiver. It'll bring up second down. Pass was intended for. I know there was a number. There was a 5 in there. I saw Seamster, but I don't think that sounds right. 15. Derek Walls. Derek Walls was the intended. I don't think Seamster would be out there if they got the second, third string. Now handoff into the backfield. It'll be a jet sweep, penalty flag down. That was Walls taking the pitch. Illegal shift called against Chanute. That will replay the down.
Illegal shift on the line.
You see illegal shift and good run. Just got to make sure that it's according to legal procedure. So Coach Frizzell in his 7th year as Blue Comet head coach, after today will be 49-18, making next week a big game. I mean, McPherson is a tough team already. You're going to get a good gauge where you land overall as a team. But that could be win number 50, 5-0 for Coach Frizzell. Chanute will extend their SEK League winning streak to 17 games, 5-0 in Coffeyville, or excuse me, against Coffeyville. So, and as I was doing the research there, this senior class, the only thing they know is SEK League champions. So by getting the win out here today, they definitely put themselves to continue that streak. As Frizzell takes the snap, passes out, and it is picked off. Oh, almost picked off by Coffeyville's number 2, Kobe Kirk. Now clock is under 3 minutes. Watches Frizzell just spine it all the way through. And that one just went right in and out of the hands of Kirk.
$316. The 50-50 cash drawing goes to.
I want to take the time to thank the student producers, camera operators, sound operators, graphic operators, and replay operators for running the broadcast here. Very smooth, very impressive. It's amazing what we've got here in Chanute as the punt is off, end over end, and it is picked up. Cardinal with it, trying to juke and jive, and he's finally brought down by the Comets. But this firsthand experience for these students is just invaluable as we watch Cardinal once again dance around and brought down. Coffeyville looks like they will have the final possession here tonight. See how they finish the game out. So, this is again, amazing setup with the broadcast and camera operating. I'm very, very lucky to have it here in Chanute. Been a while since I've been back behind the mic, but it's getting back on the bike. Sometimes you're going to fall off and scrape and stumble, and they're like Coffeyville. Botching the snap was Billingsley as we're closing in on a minute. They just do it and get right after it. Credit Billingsley. Didn't panic. Didn't try to force anything, just able to maintain possession. This will bring up second down. Second down and 19, ball at the 32. Could be, if not the final play, it'll be the
just outside their own 30-yard line.
Next to last play. As Billingsley heaves it up, and that was an archer of a throw. Incomplete. 25 seconds to go. Here in the ball game, should be winding down.
Look on number 22, senior Asher Love breaks up that pass.
Asher Love there on defense to get the stop. Able to contest it. 10 seconds left. Coffeyville will break huddle. Chanute's crowd making some noise as their team gets ready to move to 2-0, and that is the ball game. Chanute handles business at home against the Golden Tornado in SEK League action, 55-0. Comets back home at behalf of the entire Comet Vision broadcasting staff, instructor Caleb Wood. I'm Zol Lopez saying you've been listening and watching Chanute Blue Comet football. Comets win it 55-0 here on Comet Vision.